What are some popular self-care or self-love advice that is actually really toxic? Be who you are is only good advice if you're a good person. A lot of people take this to mean that literally anything and everything about yourself is above criticism. And yeah, it's super effing toxic. It's basically don't improve yourself. I feel like this is kind of a misinterpretation, however. I feel like it's trying to say, don't try to be someone you're not to fit in, or whatever, but people take it to mean that they don't need to work on themselves. If people don't like you for who you are, that's their problem. No, sometimes you're the jerk. 9 out of 10, the common denominator rule stands. If you run into a jerk every now and then, that's normal. If everyone you interact with is the jerk, you're the jerk. People use this advice in such a wrong way. It's supposed to mean, number one, don't be ashamed of being unique and doing your own thing. Number two, follow your dreams despite what doubters say. And number three, do the morally right thing even if it makes you unpopular. But people think it means be a jerk and offer no apologies to anyone you hurt or offend. No. The truth is, sometimes you aren't perfect just the way you are. Sometimes the way you are is unacceptable because you're a rude, inconsiderate jackoff. In that case, you do need to change. Positive vibes only. You just need to stay positive. People use it because they think it's uplifting, but it's actually quite dismissive. Often people say it when people voice sadness, frustration, emotional fatigue, or anger. Basically, any other emotion but happiness. A positive attitude can get you a long way, but so can acknowledging and letting yourself or others feel emotions. Toxic positivity. 100%. I have a friend who tries way too hard to find the positive in absolutely everything. Sometimes you just need to let things be. Not everything has to have a happy ending or a silver lining. Approaching things that way is exhausting and takes away the hardening the crap up and learning from tough situations. My husband said this to me at the height of the pandemic, when I was coming home sobbing after 10-hour shifts as a COVID nurse. He asked me to move out because it was too much for him. He learned it from his life coach. Moving out and going through trauma therapy made me realize not only is that really bad advice, it is detrimental to your mental health. I already knew most of it, but now my husband is begging me to come home for his mental health. It's not really advice, but it's popular for people to label themselves as brutally honest. Honesty is good, but beware of people who are more interested in the brutality than the honesty. The difference between honesty and brutal honesty is something called tact. My stepfather delighted in upsetting family members by telling them stuff that was truthful but in a very callous way. Then, when called out on it, would just say, "What? I'm just telling the truth." No, you just like to upset people by verbalizing their insecurities. I once read something that said honesty without kindness is cruelty. And I think about that a lot when I'm deciding whether or not to say something. One of my ex-best friends would insult my body, my looks, and basically everything, and would always say, "I'm just being honest," or "I'm just stating my opinion." One day I finally snapped and just said, "I never asked," and left. Glad to say we're not friends anymore. Live your truth. There is a fine line between authenticity and being a jerk. I've yet to meet a person who uses "I'm speaking my truth" who didn't clearly mean "I don't care how incorrect or hurtful what I'm about to say is. If you don't accept it, you're disrespecting me." I've always taken "my truth" to mean I don't like a fact, so I'm going to insert my opinion in its place. The "how not to give a crap" nonsense. I agree. Don't give a crap what people think if you enjoy a certain type of music, but do give a crap about how your actions affect other people. Unfortunately, it seems that many people just take it to mean don't care that you might hurt other people. In order to self-care and self-love, it is important to consider what consequences your actions have on the world around you. There is a whole industry built around what I call narcissism as self-help. It essentially boils down to everyone else is wrong, you're always right, the only problem you need to fix is that you care too much about what other people think. There is definitely something to be said for people who are far too self-conscious, but social interaction is a core concept for being a healthy, happy human. You aren't going to find happiness by turning into a sociopath. I've decided the way to think about this advice is don't give a crap what other people think of you, but absolutely do give a crap how you make other people feel. Though it's still not super helpful. Humans are social creatures, and you can't just decide to turn off the part of your brain that craves acceptance. Stop texting people first to see who your friends are. What if they're doing the same thing and you just ended a friendship due to a misunderstanding? Any form of testing your relationships like that is basically heading towards abuse territory. Imagine if a guy decided to stop responding to his girlfriend to see if she loves him enough. Yeah, no. I don't agree with this either, but there's nothing worse than being the first texter for months or even years before noticing that they never actually want to talk to you. I do think there should be a balance. Lots of useful information in this video. I am guilty of using the stay positive one when my friends are going through something. I did it to cheer them up, but now that I think about it, I may have brushed their feelings aside. I may have to reevaluate my listening skills. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something in this video. I definitely did, and I may have to apologize. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Goodbye.